Okay, so this is a YouTube review for a video response to Itachi Summification, who says that he claims to know that DBZ is not better than Naruto. He may have his opinion, yes, and I respect his opinion. Naruto is a pretty good anime. I mean, the first 2 or 3 seasons really sucked. I mean, jumping through a bunch of trees just to catch one villain, who in the end wasn't even killed by the main character. But I'm going to kind of give you a little more information about why, in fact, DBZ is more popular. And even so, in the beginning of your video, you said you don't care about ratings, yet you went with ratings in your video nonetheless. So by that, I'm going to just go ahead and give you some info of myself. So, New Type magazine is one of the top engrossing magazines for both Japan and the US. I mean, probably other countries, but mainly Japan and the US, for anime news, such as who has the best anime, upcoming series, and even in the back, I guess some pervy people like to learn about hentai. But hey, I'm not here to read about that. But the thing is that in the New Type magazine, they always come out with a top 25 best animes. And as of 2004, Naruto was not even mentioned on that list at all. Yet in Dragon Ball Z, even though it didn't break the top 10, it was number 23 on the list. And number 1 was Cowboy Bebop, if any of you like that. So, and then as of 2005, Naruto finally still, I believe, was not on that list. I don't think he came in until 2007, because Naruto just wasn't getting much feedback, considering when it first came out, people didn't really care much about anime. There was a lot of anime hypes for a new manga, new anime, such as Bleach was coming out in 2004, I believe. Let's see, there was also a new series of Pokemon. There was also Yu-Gi-Oh! GX just started. Then there was vast amounts of other animes that were coming out as well, along with Naruto and One Piece. But those ones didn't really gain their hype until about 2007 on up, especially Naruto. It didn't start getting its massive hypes until Shippuden. I mean, yeah, it was still popular at the time, but as of 2005, New Top 25 came out, and DBZ actually went up in rank. It went up to number 9 on the list. And Naruto, again, was not mentioned, but Bleach was actually coming out, and the manga was mentioned, along with Full Metal Alchemist, and Full Metal Alchemist made it on there at number 14, and Bleach at number 23. And then as of 2006 and 2007, DBZ held its rank at number 13 best anime, and Naruto finally popped up in 2007 as number 24. And Bleach had gotten bumped down to 25 in 2007, but in 2006 it was actually up to number 22 until some other animes came out. But then as of 2008, Dragon Ball Z kind of went down in its rank because new anime started coming out, such as Fairy Tail. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood was announced to be coming out, and in Japan its ranking was on the list as number 1 at the time. But also, New Type had said that DBZ was no longer it was kind of losing its touch, because, I mean, it is old. It's been around since 1984. It's a long time, but, again, Naruto was only mentioned at number 18, while DBZ was mentioned at number 15. And then there was 2009 and 10, which DBZ went down to rank 20 for both years, and Naruto, for the time being, was at 20. It said alongside in 2009, DBZ and Naruto were tied for both rankings, because Naruto Shippuden was coming out around that time. And then in 2010, DBZ still stayed at 20, while Naruto went up to 19. But then as of 2010, when more people started finding out about, I mean, yeah, a lot of people didn't really know about the episode of Bardock that was released, and also the Yo Goku and his friends return episode with Tarble and those 2 really crappy villains. I don't even remember the names. They were like a blueberry and a raspberry, but Anyways, those two released and got DBZ's hype back, and DBZ was number 4 on the list for New Type magazine. And then Naruto was actually at number 7 on the list. But then as of 2011, DBZ went back down to 10 because more animes had come out on AnimeNetwork.com. Anime Network itself on, if you have cable, DirecTV, any of those, and then Naruto was only at number 12. So as you can see, New Time Magazine is a more reliable source than some of the things that you yourself, Itachi-samification, had mentioned in your video. Yes, polls do somewhat count, but overall, a fan poll is not going to be based on something rather than someone who actually has the magazine itself, because people who make fan-based sites could actually have a lot of friends who also enjoy things like Naruto or animes that they also enjoy. They could be making up, I'm not saying they do, but it's possible, because websites like animepolls.com have been known to be just fan-made websites where people who love the certain anime will go on and put their 2 cents in, saying that, oh, this is the best anime and I've got proof. Well, they don't have a legitimate proof, they just have their version of ratings on their opinions. Opinion is an opinion, but when it comes to showing out fact, overall, DBZ would crush Naruto. I'm not saying that Naruto is a bad anime, because again, I think it's an okay one. I don't personally love it, but I personally am more of a Bleach, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Fairy Tail's a good one. Let's see, I like Hellsing. I hate Death Note. It's stupid, it's bland, it's original, but it's boring. But then you've got also Dragon Ball Z, my favorite anime of all time. GT, I like it, but I didn't like where it went with the whole thing. So, GT excluding that factor, again, I've mentioned in my videos before that I like GT, but I prefer DBZ by a long shot. And then Dragon Ball is known to artists throughout the world as the most memorable, the most legendary anime, the most inspirational anime of all time. It's been declared by Funimation, who also helped support Naruto when they first came out. I don't know if they still do or not, because I haven't brushed up on Naruto. But Funimation is a very big contribution to animes in the world. So things such as that, animes are very popular worldwide. But when it comes down to straight up nostalgia value, Naruto will never have that nostalgia factor that Dragon Ball Z does. Dragon Ball itself was around far longer than Naruto is, and Dragon Ball Z to this day is more memorable and even more fan-based than Naruto. Naruto's got a lot of younger audience. Yes, Dragon Ball Z also was meant for a younger audience, but its fan base. Yes, Naruto may have more bloodshed, but then you gotta think, when it came out in the 80s, blood and gore wasn't really a big thing back then. It was more just the action things, because also in the late 70s on up to the early 90s, things that were really popular were kung fu movies, such as the movie stars of Chuck Norris, Bruce Lee, Jet Li. Jackie Chan was getting his massive role starts in the early 90s on up, and then you've also got Brandon Lee. You've got all these action heroes. That's what people mainly wanted to see, not a lot of blood or fighting like that. That's what Dragon Ball Z went for, was the 80s stylized factor of the people wanting to see action rather than bloodshed. Because yeah, in the 80s you also had Nightmare on Elm Street, and you had what's another, Friday the 13th, and you have the Texas Chainsaw Massacres, and you have those. Yeah, but again, people wanted more of the action sequences, like the Die Hard movies, and like the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon in the 90s, and like tons of other films that people just prefer the martial arts or the action factors over the whole nostalgia of fighting and bloodshed. Whereas Naruto leans more towards not so much action. I mean, yeah, it's got a lot of action, but it's kind of like Bleach. It's got more bloodshed than it does action. But then again, you got to think that more fans are going to go with Dragon Ball Z, considering Yes, their games are repetitive, but same with Naruto. A lot of their games are very repetitive, even though they change them up. You can make the argument, counteracting this video, saying, oh, well, Naruto's games are different. Well, then I could say the same thing about DBZ. They add new stuff all the time, take out old stuff, replace stuff. I could say the same thing, but DBZ and Naruto have the same kind of games. Though I'm not saying those two games are the same, but their gaming styles, like Naruto, their whole line of games are roughly the same. Same Dragon Ball Z, but you can't do much with a fighting game. But anyways, and then also you got to think, Dragon Ball Z has more sales than Naruto when it comes to their anime, their box sets, their movie sets. Naruto's movies were pretty bad. I mean, the Crescent Moon Kingdom or something like that, that was just a horrible movie. And then you got the Stones of Galel or something like that, another bad movie. I mean, yeah, some of Dragon Ball Z movies are pretty stupid, like Bio Broly. It's a terrible film, and I didn't really care for Wrath of the Dragon. But then you've got Fusion Reborn. That's an awesome movie. And then you got the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. Again, Broly could have been stopped after the second one. I mean, the second one was technically unnecessary. I mean, it was okay, but then they should have stopped after that. But then you got the Lord Slug. It's a good movie, but it's just a remake, practically, of a Dragon Ball Z stylized version of the King Piccolo story. I mean, a Namekian wants to regain his youth with the Dragon Balls. He does, and he wants to take over the world, which he does. Almost. He's defeated by getting a hole punched through him like Demon King Piccolo. So literally the Lord Slug movie was not that great. But then again, their sales, their action figures, their nostalgia. Naruto is in Shonen Jump a lot, but Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, and even GT have been in more Shonen Jumps than Naruto itself. Yes, Dragon Ball Z is no longer in Shonen Jump, but it's still mentioned more often than the anime of Naruto itself. You have more fan art for Dragon Ball Z and One Piece and Bleach than you do Naruto. And then again, I could go on with more of this stuff, like the character development in Naruto is not that great. I mean, yeah, you have you have very little character development. The major two characters who are being developed are Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah, we learned they're both ninjas. They both want to exact their revenge. They're good people. Yada yada. It's old. Then you've got Dragon Ball Z, who focus on. You got Piccolo's character development. You've got Master Roshi's from Dragon Ball. You got Bulma, Yamcha, Tien, Chaozu, Krillin. And yes, you can argue whether Dragon Ball Z or not continued to vitalize their characters and things like that. But the thing is that Naruto does not have as good character development as Dragon Ball Z. And that's not an opinion, that's fact. Naruto doesn't, and a lot of the stuff that Naruto has is really stupid. And then, yes, I'm going to say this hands down, Goku himself would beat everybody in Naruto. I'm not opinionating that. That's probably a factor, considering even in his Sage 6 Pass form, best part right there, Super Saiyan 2, beginning of the Buu Saga, that's it. Not really gonna go very far with that, because it's Naruto, he just doesn't have what it takes to put up to par. So, aside from that, I'm pretty much fine with that, and that's my response. If you want to go ahead and put a response to this, well, go ahead, and I'll be seeing you around, and, well, again, I'm just stating more facts than what you did with opinion, so you gotta have a little more backing of your stuff, so I'll see you around. Itachi Samification, I like your opinion and stuff, but you just don't got what it's take to put DBZ up to par with Naruto. DBZ's gonna crush it in the long run, so back to your opinion. Thanks, have a good day.